Is this the best EDC photography lens for micro four thirds? I think so. Hey friends, Gary here. Welcome to today's video. Today I want to share my thoughts, opinions and experience of using the Panasonic Lumix 20mm f1.7 after 11 years. So about this guy back in 2015, and at that time I had both the Olympus 17mm f1.8 as well as the 25mm f1.8. Those are excellent lenses. They produce amazing results. However, the problem with those lenses are not about the image quality, but it's more about the focal length. I don't really enjoy shooting with the 17 or the 25. 17 doesn't feel tight enough, and 25 sometimes is a little bit limiting. So that's why about this guy, the 20mm, which sits right in the middle between 17 and 25. And with this lens, at that time, my logic was that I can kind of simulate both those focal lengths, 17 and 25, with just one lens. If I want to make it look a little bit like 17, I can step back just a little bit and get a wider shot. If I want to mimic 25mm, I can get closer just a little bit and get that tighter shots. So in my mind, at that time, the function of the 20mm is more for street photography, and that is because both the 17 and the 25 that I previously had, those are classical street photography focal lengths, and 20 again sits right in between those focal lengths, and I think it could perform well as a street photography lens. And I was not wrong. I was using this lens a lot for street photography, especially when I'm traveling to other cities or other countries. Street photography photos captured using this guy always look fantastic, and it performed its duty really well. However, after using it for so many years, slowly it transformed from just being a street photography lens into an EDC, everyday photography lens, and thus it was able to transform my micro four thirds camera system not just into an ordinary camera system, but it was able to integrate into my daily everyday life. I started bringing my cameras everywhere with this lens, and I was able to document my everyday life and put a little bit of spices on it thanks to this lens. So now I can capture my daily life and I can have a little bit of that aesthetic things going on thanks to some of the characteristics of the 20mm f1.7. Anyway, allow me to share some photos captured with the Panasonic Lumix 20mm f1.7, and while you are enjoying the photos that I captured using this guy, I will share some things that I love about the lens. First of all, definitely image quality. That's the high points of this particular lens. Everything captured using the 20mm always looks satisfying. Everything is sharp, contrasty, detailed, colors to look punchy, and I can confidently use this lens for mission critical photography. No doubt it has reliable quality, and I'm always enjoying the results of the photos captured using this lens. Next thing that I love is the focal length. As I mentioned before, 20 works really well for street photography, but it's not good just for street photography. As I mentioned, everyday photography works really well with this lens, and what that means is environmental portrait, product photography, food photography, scenery photography, just everything that you encounter in your daily routines, you can capture it with this guy and you'll be able to turn them to look more beautiful, in my opinion. And I think that's another strength of this lens, and that is thanks to two of the main specifications of this lens. First, the focal length, very obviously 20mm, as I said before, that's a very flexible focal length that sits right in between 17 and 25. It is not as wide as my favorite versatile everyday prime lens focal length, which is either 14 or 15. Those are normal wide focal lengths that are able to capture just pretty much anything. But 20, it has a strength that the 14 or 15 does not have. And that is the compression. It is slightly more zoomed in compared to those normal wide focal lengths, and you're able to get, in combination with the large f1.7 aperture, more background blur, more subject separation. The subject pops out a little bit. You know, you have a little bit of that spiciness going on your image, and everything just looks more aesthetically pleasing. Also, the large f1.7 aperture does not just produce better background blur, it can also help in lower light situation as well, adding the versatility of the 20mm, so you can use it in the evening, indoor, in challenging light situation as well. Another thing that I love from the Panasonic Lumix 20mm f1.7 is the size. It is so small, it is so lightweight, it is so compact, and that makes it perfect for EDC photography. This is a pancake lens, so it's very thin, and you can combine it with smaller cameras like my Panasonic Lumix GF9 or G100 and be able to put the setup into almost any bag and have a camera and lens ready to capture your daily life with some aesthetic and make everything looks beautiful. That's the strength of this lens that people really overlook sometimes. You know, people care about the highest image quality, people care about the build quality of the lens, about the size of the sensor, about this, about that. But you know, sometimes you don't need all of that. All that you need is just a reliable lens that is easy to carry around, that can capture good photos, that can be put inside of any bag and be ready to capture anything. This is the spirit of Micro Four Thirds. You know, the original spirit anyway. At 2015, people always talk about Micro Four Thirds as being small, lightweight, can produce great image quality, but not too expensive. That's it. That's the 20mm f1.7. If you are a fan of Micro Four Thirds, you should truly consider having this lens, and I think you will enjoy it. Just to be fair, allow me to share some things that I don't like from the 20mm f1.7, and there's not a whole lot of things that I don't like. You know, in the past, I used to complain a lot about the slower autofocus of the 20mm f1.7. It's actually not a big deal now. You know, after using it for a few years, I've gotten used to the speed of the autofocus, and because I'm only using Panasonic Lumix camera bodies, I don't have that focus speed issue anymore. It's just fast, it's just reliable, it's just accurate in single autofocus. Well, continuous autofocus, different story entirely. It's not as reliable, but still, for everyday photography, you don't need amazing focus speed. As long as it is fast enough and reliable enough, I think you'll be happy with it. Different story though when you are using Olympus bodies, because with my older Olympus EPL6, this lens don't perform really well at that time. You know, I remember missing a lot of shots and focusing is a little bit of a trouble, and yeah, I'm not quite sure. So if you are using Olympus camera body, if possible, try this lens first before you buy it. Anyway, the whole point of this video is not to make you buy the 20mm f1.7. Oh, come on guys, buy this lens. This is the best lens ever. No. Again, as with all of my videos, the point is about sharing my experience, my opinion, my personal thoughts about the lens that I enjoy using so much. Is about sharing my passion and joy of this lens and utilizing the lenses that I already have to make the most amount of fun, to have the most amount of satisfaction, and just to create some photos. That's what this video is really all about, and also my other videos as well. So don't get tempted to buy the 20mm f1.7 if you don't need it. I think this is a great everyday photography lens, but I still think that you should use what you already have. Try to maximize it first, and then if you hit the limitations of the gear that you already own, then maybe it's time for you to consider a new gear. And that wraps up today's video. So those are all of my thoughts, experience, and personal opinions about the Panasonic Lumix 20mm f1.7. Hopefully this has been interesting, entertaining, fun, and inspiring as well. But enough about me. What about you? I want to hear from you. I want to learn from you. Please share on the comment section down below. What is your favorite everyday lens for everyday photography? Share down below. Do you use the 20mm f1.7 as well, or do you use other lens, or do you even use other camera system? Don't be hesitant to comment down below and share your experience. I always enjoy reading your comments. Anyway, don't forget to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video, subscribing to my channel down below. If you want to support my work even further, which I will appreciate a lot, consider joining my Patreon membership. Check out my latest travel photography video course called Simplifying Travel Photography, filmed in Iceland. I'm so proud of that video. You can check out the link in the description below as well. You can also check out the affiliate links or use the super thanks button to make a small donation to my channel. Thank you, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.